My message to China President Jinping. I wish to introduce myself. I am ex-Indian Navy. I am trained in Indian Navy. I wish to say a message to China President Jinping. Mr. Jinping, we have the very biggest weapon in our country, in our army, in our navy, in our air force. The name of the weapon I will tell you. Not now. The end of this message I will tell you what is our biggest weapon, what is our biggest fighting arm in our armed forces. I will tell you the name, the end of this message. Mr. Jinping, I wish to say one thing. You may have number of war flights, warships, the huge numbers of army soldiers. You have more than the number of warships, war flights, soldiers than India. But the professional army, the professional navy, the professional Indian air force can win the battle not only because of warship or flight or number of soldiers. It is something else. I accept that China have more numbers of warship, number of sophisticated flights, war flights. The number of soldiers also more than Indian numbers. But it cannot be going to define your victory in battle. I am sure. The winning strategy depends on how we utilize our strategy. The winning point cannot be defined by your number of soldiers or number of other weapons. Do you know how we trained? Our training system is not to put the aggressiveness in our mind towards our enemy. No, that's not only our training system. We trained in different way. I would like to remember you the Indian naval warship INS Kaveri. If you don't know about INS Kaveri, you search in the Google. What was the role of INS Kaveri at the time of Indo-Pakistan War? So, you please remember our warship INS Kaveri. What she did at the time of Indo-Pakistan War. Without loss of human, single soldier, without loss of a single injury, we demolished Karachi harbor. How could it happen? You see the history. You ask your armed forces leaders. You ask your defense officers. What happened with INS Kaveri? That's our strength. That's our strength. That's our training. So now you are only can understand the strength of army in our Ladakh border. But I hope still you don't know about Indian Navy, strength of Indian Navy. You can't imagine the power of Indian Navy. You can't imagine the power of Indian Air Force. Almost by God's blessings. We never expect, we never do war with our neighbor and friendly countries. But what is it necessary to publish this video? Only thing is, don't underestimate Indian armed forces, especially Indian Navy. So we are not only the possess of aggressiveness against our enemies, against our enemy countries. We possessed with something else, which the Chinese cannot. I am damn sure. The Chinese soldiers can't imagine what was our training, how we possessed. So, in the beginning of this message, I said about the greatest weapon in our armed forces. I said I will tell you the name of the weapon at the end of this message. Right? I remember that. The name of the weapon is patriotism. That faded in our mind, not only Indian soldiers, every citizen of India. I hope Jinping now realized the ground reality. So I hope the president of China will not continue the thought of war against India. It is better for China. Thank you, friend.